Hello and welcome back to my workshop. So the question is can we get this thing to cut straight down? And the answer is yes, and I'll show you how. It involves cutting basically freehand, using this as a vise, just bolted down to, or clamped down to the bench. We'll come to that in a minute. What I'm having trouble with is cutting at 45 degrees. So when you are cutting freehand, it will tend to pull the work hard against this. So if you try and cut at 45 degrees, what tends to happen is this gets drawn hard into that, and obviously once it gets there, then it tries to pull this to 90 degrees, and that will tend to bend the blade. So you haven't figured out how to cut nicely at 45 degrees yet. Haven't checked if this thing cuts nicely at 45 degrees. Do you know what? Let's give that a crack while we're at it. Why not? Let's just see if that will cut quickly at 45 degrees. Then I'll show you how you cut straight. Actually, no, I'm not going to bother with that right now, because I'll just show you how to cut straight. I'll try that off camera and then do it. So what I've been doing is I bolt this down this way, or rather I don't, I just stick it on the edge of the workbench. Don't know how much you actually need to clamp this, because when you offer the work up, it will tend to pull against that plate and not want to move any further, because obviously that's what it's pulling against. So what we're going to do is we'll take that lump there and that lump there where I blew them up, mark them out. If I can remember where I put my scribe, and just put that down out of the way. So what we're going to do is mark a straight line across the top. We're just going to then mark a straight line down there to line that up nicely. Now, this is actually the line we'll be following, for reasons which will become obvious in a minute, because you can't see the other line, and then we are going to go and stick a line there. Do the same on this one. Okay, so what you do, stick that there in there like that, clamp it up. That clamp works, that rapid release vise works quite well. And let me just show you what occurs. It's also where the light on this unit comes in quite handy, because as we drop this down, the work is going to butt against that piece there. The light will shine on the other side of the work, so we can put that up to where we want the cut. Keeping an eye on your line. see, you get much closer to square cut. I slightly wobbled off there. It's a bit rubbish at the bottom, and it's fairly good at the top because you're looking at that as you cut down. So it's fairly good on those two sides, apart from where I let it wander around a bit. Bit of practice, you get better at that. Let's try it with this one here. Start at a slight angle like that. That's a bit irritating. I managed to miss the line there as well. So you can see I missed the line there a bit. That's because I wasn't paying attention. I did manage to get that much better off camera. So there you go, you can get it to cut straight. It will cut cast iron. What I'd suggest you do is if you are cutting lumps of cast iron like this, just score through with a cutting disc, and then it should actually go quite quick. It's the crust that's hard on these, not the inside. So there you go, you can get it to cut straight freehand. You can't cut at 45 degrees freehand, but it works and it goes. That fixture there is quite disappointing. It's a shame it doesn't cut straight. Not quite sure why it doesn't cut straight yet. But what I did notice was that the Milwaukees and DeWalt's, who also make similar tools, don't supply them with either a stand or indeed those type of fixing holes there to allow you to use them as in a stand like this. What I also noticed is that all the proper band cutting metal cutting bandsaws, which are big things on stands, all pivot from that end, if you will, the power end, not the idle end, and that I find quite interesting. I suspect that probably is why it doesn't cut straight. I think it's pivoting from the wrong end. What exactly you can do about that, I'm not sure, but I will try and figure something out to see if I can't get it somehow mounted on that end, even though that is going to be quite tricky. But thank you for watching. Again, please like, share and subscribe.